Grand Rising. Peace to the family. Peace to the family on this beautiful Wednesday. All right. Greetings. All right. How's everybody doing? Greetings, salute, hello, peace, shalom, hotep, namaste. You know, all of the greetings. Shalom. What did I say that? How's everybody doing? All right. Sekhmet, what's goody? Love and light. All right. I see everybody. Greetings to all of y'all. It's been a minute since we've been on the Instagrams. I just been working and whatnot and minding my business and staying out the way. You know what I'm talking about? And doing what needs to be done off camera. And, you know, just kind of like getting a little bit of time to myself because that's important. Hey, Nikki. You know, that's very important. You know, we can't live our whole lives in front of these computers and whatnot or these phones because we know based off of observation that that's not a healthy existence. So I just been working and whatnot. Today, I'm going to just have a few announcements and some updates to some things because September is tomorrow. The summer is officially over. I don't really know where it went, but that's neither here nor there. You know, we can't necessarily look behind us, especially if we are looking forward. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, time is speeding up. There's no doubt about that. Time is speeding up. And, you know, either we're going to speed up with the time or we'll be victims of time, of being out of time, right? You don't want to be out of time. Okay? If you could DJ, if anybody, you know, we're going to have some conversations today and there's going to be people in the audience who probably are going to want to, you know, hit me up. I'm going to leave my email and I'm going to pin it. I know a lot of people are not good with sending out emails, you know, because that shit takes a lot of time. And like I said, time is speeding up. And sometimes we just don't have the time to do shit. So if that's what it is, you could go to the inbox. I'm not guaranteeing you that I'll be able to see your message because I promise you, my inbox, sometimes my DMs, the shit looks like, you know, it's crazy. You know what I'm talking about? Like I might have hundreds of DMs just depending on the day. You know what I mean? Some days it's not like that, but some days it's like that. But the email is better. So I've pinned the email. Is right there at the bottom. The marked 125th at Gmail is the email that you can reach out to. First and foremost, let's get it out of the way. What I've been working on for the past few weeks and what I'm really focusing on and what's been giving me a lot of creative control and whatnot is this new site that I'm putting together. I've spoken about it on occasions, but now we're at a precipice to whereas this site is coming to fruition. And the site that I'm speaking about is the mark125.com, the mark125.com. And what this is going to be is this is going to be a one-stop shop, right? A one-stop shop for all of my black businesses, especially apparel and jewelry, right? For the jewelry, for the jewels, the Jewel Santana, you know what I'm talking about? For the pieces and whatnot, because people is always like, yo, Red, you know, where you get your pieces from? This right here, this is a family heirloom. This is passed down from my grand uncle who made transition. This is Quasicoto, okay? The feathered serpent. This is Quasicoto. This is, you know, this is a family heirloom, right? This is passed down through my family. So when I wear it, you know, I'm basically tapping in and whatnot, you know. I'm about to turn this into some jewelry. You're going to see this as a neck piece very soon. So what is the Mark 125th? First and foremost, let me give you a quick rundown, and if this applies, if this makes sense to you, if this is something that you want to be a part of, we're accepting all submissions at this point. So when I was in Harlem, right, there's people who basically signed up to this Instagram page, and you just heard about me through high level conversations. You heard about me through word of mouth. You heard about me through YouTube. You have no idea about when I was in Harlem. You probably never knew me back then. You never was tapped into the conscious community. You probably wasn't a part of that movement. And there's nothing wrong with that, because, that's neither, that's part of our history. You'll see it in the documentary, right? But directly across the street from the Apollo, there's an abandoned mall, right? There's an abandoned mall. If you look at the DMX video, what these bitches want, right? Or what these bees want from a nigga, I think the mall was open at that time. And when you watch the video, you'll see them in front of the Mart 125th. Now, the Mart 125th was an incubator, right? And it was a launch pad for Black-owned businesses in New York City from the eras of the late 80s going into the early 2000s, okay? The Mart 125th was an economic hub. It was producing millionaires, Black millionaires who were basically business owners, independent business owners, before the rise of what you see now in New York City, in particular Harlem, where you see vendors in the street, right? Before there were vendors outside, there was a whole mall called the Mart. I see you, Billy. I'm going to bring you in a minute. Let me just wrap this up. There was a whole mall entitled the Mart 125th Street, right? Or the Mart 125th. Dapper Dan was in there. And there was a whole bunch of jewelry. And this was not illegal. This was all legal. This was all businesses. Khalid Muhammad used to pull up in there. You feel me? It was a bunch of things going down inside of the Mart. Make a long story short, Rudolph Giuliani, Donald Trump's lap dancer, he was the mayor back in those days. And he was, like Nas said, Giuliani is 666. We knew that all the way back then. He is one of the most diabolical, anti-life human being, poor excuses for human beings that I've seen in a long time. That he's always been a thorn in the side of righteousness or uprightedness. You know what I mean? He plays on a whole nother team. Make a long story short, he shut the mall down, locked it down, kicked the businesses out, put them on the street and whatnot. And now we have what is known as a public blight. It is a blight because all of 125th Street has been redeveloped, and that's the only thing that's standing there undeveloped, closed down, shuttered for many, many decades. What do we wind up doing as melanated men who had a purpose? We set up shop in front of the Mart 125th, right? And we basically turned that place into the Mecca of consciousness. And that Mecca of consciousness reverberated around the world, okay? Based off of the demonstrations that were going down in front of the Mart 125th for the better half of the 2000s, leading up all the way into about 2000, well, even up to today. Because there's a good brother, my brother Nova Felder, and Nana Yao, and a few other people have been holding it down, right? So what the Mart 125th website is going to represent is we're going to be an online super mall for all, not all, but for conscious brands, starting from Harlem, made in Harlem, going all the way around the world, because I have people that already signed up to me from the UK. And I also have a brand out of South Africa, a melanated, and I also have a brand out of Ghana. So we represent melanated entrepreneurs all around the world, right? and we're representing their brands on this website. Now, there's some stipulations that go into your brand. If your brand is kind of janky and it just started up, we're not going to be able to carry you. And there's no offense to your brand and the fact that you just started it up, but we have to give we have to give the brands that are basically, solid. They have their packaging and your paperwork is correct. You have to have an LLC, an EIN number. All of these things have to be in place before we are able to do business with you. And it's nothing personal. It's just business. If you know how business works, we have to have our paperwork and everything together for tax purposes. But we are opening up we're opening up about 6 slots. We already have a lot of our slots filled, but I'm definitely on this live today because I'm giving the opportunity for 6 different brands that are out there to open up. I'm opening up this opportunity for 6 new brands to be a part of the Mark 125th. Think about the mentality that Nike has. Nike has the Nike flagship stores, but Nike sells in about 100 other stores for exposure. You can have a flagship store. You could be popping in your hood. You could be popping online. You could be popping everywhere. Your brand could be that type of brand to whereas it's solid. It doesn't matter. The more doors, the more better. There's the reason why people put their items or their inventory in different stores, right? It's simple. I might be big in Harlem, but if I don't have my clothes on Rodeo Drive in California in LA, or if I don't have my clothes at the quote unquote Galleria Mall in Houston, then how are people going to see it? How are they going to know that I exist? I can't be in 10 places at once. So that's why doors, that's what they call them, doors. Doors are important. Doors are different stores. If it's brick and mortar, that means it's a physical store. If it's click and order, that means it's a e-commerce, quote unquote, digital store. If you have a brand or if you have a product, it would fare better for your product or your brand to be in as many places at once. So we're offering the opportunity for you to be in this place. But let me go ahead and open up the line changer. As a matter of fact, the last time I think I went live, I was with this brother and we was talking about this shirt right here. Remember this, Billy?
Yeah, you brought that in. Didn't you bring that to Miami?
Nah, we was on the live the other day and I was telling people, you know what? I had the artwork. It
Oh,
wasn't even.
yeah. When we was on the live, you let them pick between the two.
Right. And I was taking people in the chat was like, yo, I want one of those. For all of the people that said that they wanted a shirt, I screenshotted everybody, but I really, I'm trying to find the screenshots and I'm having a hard time. So
Okay.
y'all might box me again because I did tell them that they was gonna have I was
How much?
gonna
How much is that one?
huh?
How much is that one?
This is 44.
Okay.
And it's your size. You wear medium, right?
Small. Let me get one.
Yeah. I'm putting this to the side for you. I'm going to the post office in a little while. Anyway,
Send me.
so
Oh, I'll send my 40. I'll send mine plus the taxes and the shipping.
okay, that's what's up.
Everybody, everybody that want to tap in, they should be dropping 44 if they want to get one.
Yeah, I think 60 will cover it. You know what I mean? I got the little automated tag maker, the label maker and shit. You know what I mean? So so that's this right here. We got this in a cool gray too. We got different flavors, you know what I mean? Like we're being real creative and whatnot. And I do want to thank you personally, my brother, because I wasn't focusing on the artwork. I wasn't focusing on, my clothing. I wasn't even doing that for like since the whole 2020, like the middle of 21 going into 22. I was focusing on a lot of other things and I kind of was not even doing the clothes and whatnot because to be honest with you, it didn't feel right to me. Like it wasn't exciting and shit, you know. But I had a long talk with myself. You know what I mean? I had a meeting with myself recently, and I had to basically come to the conclusion that I need to stop neglecting my artwork, and not just my artwork, not just my apparel or my clothing. The spirit says specifically your artwork. You know what I mean? The things that you draw from your mind. They said that God gifted you with a gift and a skill set, right? They gave you the skill set to draw. They gave you the skill set to be an artist. They gave you the skill set to be able to conceptualize ideas in your mind and put it on paper. Sometimes when you get blessed with a skill, or you get endowed with a quote unquote talent, the arrogance in the human mind, you think everybody else has that same talent. Like, I honestly thought everybody that I knew could draw. I was like, y'all don't know how to draw? Y'all can't think of things and draw it? You feel me? So I started drawing and whatnot, and I realized, like, yo, this shit right here, this is really, you know, this is the jewels. These are the diamonds in your mind that you have to basically bring to life and put in front of the eyes of the people, on some canvases, put it on some shirts, put it on some cards, put it on some prints. So here we are. And you did motivate me. I want to say thank you, billionaire, because you gave me that battery in my back. And I said, fuck it. I went ahead, made a screen, and now we have this and whatnot. And I'm gonna do about 10. Might do about, I would say, 8 to 10 designs, and then we're gonna launch the full collection and whatnot. I'm also doing a fashion show at my lounge in Buckhead. You know, you're invited if you want to throw on some clothes and whatnot, some fire ass threads. You know, we're launching, like I said a minute ago, we're launching an online mall and whatnot. And it's not just gonna have my brand. We're gonna have about 10 different brands. You feel me? I don't want to do overload, but we're gonna represent like 10 different brands that are out there, because my brothers and sisters who are doing the damn thing when it comes to these clothing lines, they need as much exposure as possible, because there's some hot ass brands out there. But we need more interaction. We need more fashion shows. You know, we need more you know, we just need more social, quote unquote, events, so we could see each other's creations. You know? Well, we gonna see a fashion show on Instagram, you know what I mean? And your stories and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to step it up. So the fact that I have a venue now in Buckhead, and the fact that I got this audience, and the fact that, you know, we kind of lit right now, we're gonna take full advantage of that, and we're gonna do something. So for the designers that are out there, look, I got different brands that are sending me stuff, right? This right here, this shit is fly. It's a baseball jersey, right? Shout out to the brothers over there at Noble Bridge, right? They sent me the Noble Bridge little baseball jersey. You know what I mean? It's baseball season, so we got the baseball jerseys, right? Then I got A.A. Rashid. He sent me a whole bunch of his stuff. These are gonna be some of the lines that we're gonna be carrying. We got A.A. Rashid with the African American Airlines. You feel me? Larry Davis Gun Club. We got Larry Davis Gun Club. You feel me? You know? Of course, this is a classic right here. I can't even hold any of these. These should sell out the minute I get them right here. These are the best sellers that we have right now. The Sabi Genesis, right? The streets is real. Shit is on fire, especially in Atlanta. I can't go nowhere because, you know, everybody on their Sabi shit in Atlanta. I can't go nowhere in Atlanta.
Why they like that one so much? Let me see that one again.
They love this because this is you know, the design motif behind this right here is almost ingenious, right? So he took the Sega Genesis, right? Remember Sega Genesis? And he flipped it to Sabi Genesis. But the catch with Sabi Genesis, of course, is Sabi is the Genesis, right?
He's the genesis for this new movement that we have right now in quote unquote, not just healthy living, but healthy lifestyle. There's a difference. There's a difference between diet and lifestyle. So yeah, people were always eating healthy and, you know, they had their carrot juice and shit like that. But Sabi represents the lifestyle. Sabi represents a way of life, right? Sabi represents, you know, get off the grid, buy some land and build up a motherfucking glass house, a mansion. Go and get you some healing, some thermal waters, you know, make your land a healing resort type shit. Grow your herbs, grow your healing, grow your motherfucking your sustenance on your land. Go around the world and teach and heal or cure and, you know, things like that. You know what I mean? Get your little celebrity clients and shit like that so you could get your selfie on and talk shit on the internet. You know, because before there was an Instagram, Michael Jackson was running behind Sabi. Sabi was rolling with, you know, some of the biggest names in the industry. Magic Johnson, Michael Jackson, Eddie Murphy. But, you know, he wasn't into taking selfies, but he was one of the original, quote unquote, when it comes to the teachers who have the celebrity client list. I don't know if anybody could do it bigger than him.
So Sabi had him like that?
Oh yeah, Sabi had him like that. Sabi had African presidents that was flying him out.
Was it because did more of these people wait till like the last minute to go see him, or did they?
No, we talking about the '90s billionaire. This when he got famous on social media, that was in his that would be in the twilight years. He was lit way before that. He was lit way before that. You know? He was lit before that. That's what people, you know, like I said, I had said it on the thing that I did with Keys that if Nick Cannon decides that he's not gonna drop the documentary and whatnot, it's no love lost. You know what I mean? It would be whatever, because at the end of the day, that really wasn't, his heart wasn't all the way in it. You feel me? That wasn't his original task. That was something that Nipsey Hussle said that he wanted to do. And then Nick Cannon basically picked it up, you know, as a favor. But I feel that seeing what we're seeing, I think the whole story is compromised at this point, and it's going to take a new team. It's going to be a new approach to the documentary, and I definitely want to have a hand in that. So his story needs to be told, because people may think that they know his true story, but until it's told, you don't know the story. You know, and the story is very intricate, and it touches a lot of different people in a lot of different timelines. People don't even know that Sabi was in the Nation of Islam underneath Elijah Muhammad. He was a faithful soldier in Louisiana. Suit and tie, everything. They don't know that. People don't know that Sabi used to run with Malcolm X when he was he called him Red. He goes that far back. He was a merchant seaman, right? Went around the world, learned many different languages, speaks fluid Spanish, because he's Honduran.
Oh, Sabi spoke Spanish?
Fluid Spanish. That's why he was in Mexico and in South America so heavy and whatnot. He didn't neglect our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, but he definitely did not neglect our South American brothers and sisters, because he spoke their tongue and he understood their quote unquote culture and whatnot. Yeah. Anybody inquiring about the Sabi, just hit me on the DM, and we could see what we could do. I have small right now, so it's really for the ladies or for the young guards going back to school. You got your young Heru or your daughter going to school. Put them in some Sabi. Like, let's start these conversations. I remember days where people used to wear clothing that had like Sesame Street selling drugs, or, you know, Big Bird was holding a gun, and like, you know, the count was like counting dope money, and you know, Oscar the Grouch was selling fentanyl and dope out the garbage can, and people used to wear that proudly. Like, I'm fresh. Look at me. Ooh, I'm pop. They was popping collars off of ignorant shit, right? So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, and that's what made me create my clothing line in 2005. When I was seeing all of that, I'm like, why is our people wearing death, and we're proud of wearing death, and we're billboards for the deaf culture, and I'm like, I'm gonna be the counter to that, right?
Mm.
Clean glass, dirty glass, right? Clean glass of water, dirty glass of water. So I was like, I'm not gonna stand on a fucking on a soapbox and point at people and try to shame them for their designer choices. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna design the opposite of that. I'm gonna counter it. And then Kings County was born, and one of the first shirts was King Tut on a T-shirt. And I was like, I'm gonna see how these niggas in Harlem react to this. And lo and behold, it was a positive reaction. I got a lot of love. A lot of people were purchasing. They were stopping at the table and like, yo, we was waiting for something like this. And that was the battery that I needed to get me to where I'm at today, you know?
But for people who don't know, who was King Tut?
King Tut was, or King Tutankhamun, was one of, he made his transition at a very young age. They called him the boy king, right? And he was a king in ancient Kemet. And one of the reasons why he is so famous, or his name is mentioned as one of the top quote unquote pharaohs that made transition, is because when they excavated his tomb, it was inlaid with he had like 4 different coffins or sarcophagus inside of each other, and he was inlaid in pure gold and whatnot. So you know, he's one of the most famous ones. And when you go into, so I went and saw him in the year 2009 in Times Square. They had an exhibit where they brought his coffin and all of his artifacts, and they had it on display. And it didn't feel good just looking at how they have the ancestors. They're desecrating our sacred, you know, our sacred artifacts. You can't look at a white mummy. You cannot look at a white cadaver. A European, you can't look at them in their rotting phase. Like, they won't let you see Ronald Reagan. They won't dig up Ronald Reagan right now and move him around the world and be like, look at his corpse, right? But they do that to our ancestors, unfortunately. And that, you know, that's going to change one day. But yeah, that's how I got exposed to the real King Tut. I got to see it and touch it and just feel the energy of the you know, of his whole being.
Hey, where you at right now?
I'm in Atlanta, brother.
I want to ask you a question though about Dr. Sebi, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, of course.
You say one of the biggest misconceptions that people have today of Dr. Sebi.
But you said what? What is one of the biggest misconceptions?
Yeah, that you feel that people have, because you said a lot of people didn't fully, know who he was or didn't understand him. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So, my question, because a lot of people that go on there, because me, I'm still on my journey about learning about the health and what to eat and all of that stuff. But it's like, shoot, if you touch a banana, people say don't drink that. If I get essential water in a bottle, people say don't touch that. So some
Right.
people think they eat healthy and may not be eating healthy, but it's like a lot of people focusing on the problem, but don't really tell people the solution.
Well, that's why I was saying a minute ago that lifestyle, right? Outside of just eating something, I think that lifestyle is more of a better solution, especially for our people, because we have, unfortunately, right? And I don't like to always harp on a problem, but unfortunately, many of us have multiple programs and spells running at the same time. It's not just about what you eat or what you put in your mouth. Sometimes we might be like, yo, I'm vegan, I only eat vegetables. And then you go to Pornhub and watch white men smashing black women, or you watch men smashing each other, because there was a report that came out that said that women get stimulated by all kinds of sex, right? Versus how we are, versus the way that we get stimulated. We could go on Instagram and see a shorty with a bad body, and we just get, it's like a suggestion, right? We get stimulated. They said that women could watch all kind of shit and get turned on and whatnot. But anyway, it's the lifestyle, right? It's the overall lifestyle. it's not just what we eat in our quote unquote mouths and whatnot. It's what you eat in your eyes, because your eyes are taking in. It's consuming, right? It's what you consume through your ears, through your eyes. So I know people that eat a certain way, but the music that they listen to would be considered, you know, it would be chitlin worthy. It would be considered to be what do they call that? Processed foods. It would be akin to salty and sugary snacks. They listen to music that's nursery rhymes, that's very syrupy. They listen to very low vibrational music when they wake up in the morning. They're not listening to the Londrells of the world. They're not listening to the Cleo Souls of the world. They don't have uplifting music and whatnot. They don't have an uplifting resonance and whatnot. They don't have an uplifting way of seeing life and whatnot. They don't, you know, they're taking CMOS, but they're not internalizing what the CMOS is supposed to be doing to their cells and things of that nature. So one of the biggest misconceptions about Dr. Sebi is the fact that he just subscribed or prescribed herbal treatments and not a way of life, right? And then the second biggest misconception is that Dr. Sebi was doing Dr. Sebi by himself, right? And that's one of the biggest misconceptions. Ever since I've known Dr. Sebi, when I met him in 1980, I've always seen him surrounded by an army of women. And he had others around him as well who were also loyalists, right? Who did some of the work for him. But I've always seen the women as the healers, right? And they were some of the ones that were the administrators of business. And as the apprentices, because he had apprentices, my mother, Mama Pill, was one of them. As the apprentices, I saw a lot of these apprentices do a lot of the work, and it got accredited to Dr. Sebi. But they were the ones dealing with the patients, talking to them, soothing them, because some people were a little, they were a little intimidated by Dr. Sebi, because Dr. Sebi was kind of brash and whatnot. So some women, especially some women that were Christians, because Dr. Sebi would call himself the devil and whatnot. And he will only say that because he said, I'm all of that. I'm God and the devil. What the fuck is you talking about? Like, how could the devil be outside of God if God is omnipotent and he created everything and he knows everything? So some people who were still caught up in Christianity, because keep in mind, we're talking about the late 80s, early 90s. This is before the big wave of consciousness knocked people out of their religious programming. They were like, wait, what? This nigga smoking weed, he's barefoot, and he's talking shit. So everybody couldn't take that, and they would call him a witch doctor or Obia man, especially when we was in Flatbush, in right on Flatbush Avenue, where the Barclay Center is right now. We had the office inside of a loft on the second floor on Atlantic. So, you know, Flatbush is heavily Caribbean. So a lot of the Caribbean women that came through, they would be like, nah, this nigga's a root doctor. He's an Obia man. And they would want the women to deal with them.
Nah, that's, hey, you gave a loaded, real answer, my brother. Hey, I appreciate you, because you know what I'm saying? I'm still learning about the health stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you for
Look, Billy,
huh?
I've been in this space since 1980. I'm still learning shit, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot to learn, because the human body and whatnot, and the intricate functions of the human body, and then past the human body, the human spirit and the mind and whatnot, you know, it's a lot going on. And when I say they, I mean the powers, or the wannabe powers that be, and entities that are out there, you know, with nefarious objections. They've been working on society nonstop for centuries now, and they've been intensifying it over the decades. You feel me? So now people are waking up. The pushback that you saw was the pandemic. The pushback that you saw was shooting people up with poison. The pushback that you saw was to put our people in a fear-based mind state, so we will not think about being more healthy. It was only a small percentage of us that was like, yo, I'm gonna use that, and that's even more fuel. That's even more reason. You feel me? Yeah. That's even more of a quote unquote battery, so I could get my together and really give these people the middle finger, because they showed their true hand and they showed their fangs and whatnot. So this is an abusive relationship that I can no longer sustain. I'm out of here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'll die on that hill right there without your medicine or your pharmacopoeia. I will sacrifice it all. I don't give a fuck. I'll die with some fruits in my hand and the goddamn vegetable before I go ahead and lie on top of this hill with a needle in my arm. You feel me? Because on my timeline, it's not flooded with people that are having adverse effects to strawberries and watermelons. That's not who's suffering right now. Athletes around the world are not dropping in the middle of practice because of the intake of oranges and coconut water. Let's just be real with it. You know what I mean? Let's snap out of the spell. They got us underneath this deep ass spell, this intricately tied into our ancestors, like our grandparents and our grandmothers and our mamas and fathers. We be like, damn, we can't drop milk because our mama gave us milk for cereal. We're tying in the spell to the love that we have and our loyalty to our family members. However, they may not have been as knowledgeable as you are, and you have to thank yourself, and you have to somewhat apologize to the part of you that is that's not mature, that's still holding on to shit that you held on to as a child and whatnot. You got to let that go.
Absolutely.
You got to let that go.
Absolutely. Now I want to thank you and Blue, because y'all served an intricate part in my life when we took that trip over to I think it was St. Thomas or St. Croix.
But look how things work out in fashion. I got to thank you because it was you and a few other people in the shifters that had me focus more on economics, right? Focus more on, marketing, focus more on, finances. So I feel that each one teach one. Like we both help each other in the field of health, because financial health and spiritual health and mental health, they all work hand in hand. You feel me? So if I can help extend your life by helping, giving you some insight as to, your lifestyles and whatnot, you're doing the same thing for me. You're extending my lifeline, and you might even help extend more of you might even help me create more children based off of getting my economics and everything in my legacy and my trust and all other things like my insurance and the shit that really matters, so we could continue to produce. Because that's, to be honest with you, what other reason would I be here on this planet going through what I'm going through if it's not to, if it's not to procreate? And I'm not just talking about human beings or babies and whatnot. I'm talking about procreate ideas, concepts, artwork. Like, this is a creation right here. This is gonna live longer than I do. You feel me? This is gonna live long. This is gonna surpass me. This still be around 100 years from now. Nigga might bring it back as a collection.
Hey, we gonna go speak that into existence. Put that in the universe. You know what I'm saying? Tapped in. You already put it in there. It's already in the collection.
That's right.
That's what a lot of people don't really understand, the power of manifestation. That's why I always tell people, like I like the part where you said, like Sebi said, that he was God and the devil. And I've always felt that way. Like I've always felt that way. And just being real, like, you know what I'm saying, when I was growing up, a lot of us, I would see a lot of people put the blame on the devil. Like, the devil made me do this, the devil made me do that. The devil didn't make you do shit. You just don't want to take self-accountability for what you did.
Look, billionaire, we could be devilish or we could be godly in it.
Absolutely.
So if I have the ability to switch and change clothes, I could be in my lower self, or I could tap into my higher self. Now,
Absolutely.
because I'm in my 40s, right, it's easier for me to descend, right? And to ascend, it takes more what they call self-mastery, right? I have to practice more self-mastery. I have to get into the breathing. I have to deal with restraint. I have to deal with good, you know what I mean? I got to get into the sun. I got to deal with some meditation. You know, there's steps that I got to take to
Yeah.
climb the ladder, right? If I was a baby, if I were born, if I just got to this, like I have a 2-year-old, right? He just got to the planet. It's easier for him to shoot to his higher self than for him to go to his lower self because he don't know his lower self like that. Me, in my 40 some odd years, I know my lower self and I know my higher self. That's why I say it's easier for me to go right down the ladder and descend into my lower self because I have experience with it, right? So for people to blame the devil, no, you are God and the devil in one body. Stop the fucking games. You could be devilish or you could be godlike. You could be benevolent or you could be malefic and whatnot. You have the opportunity. You make the choice. It's a conscious decision, and we suffer on this planet, and motherfuckers are walking around right now suffering from the decisions that they made in life, right? Nobody made you cross the street without looking both ways. Nobody told you to turn left instead of turning right. Nobody told you to say yes instead of saying no. So we are being there's something called auto suggestion. We live in an environment right now where we're being stimulated by, we're being suggested things that are not necessarily our native thoughts. Like you be getting shit be telling you to do shit and you be like, God damn it, that's not an original thought. I don't know where that comes from. But we don't know about microwaves. A lot of us are not really, we don't know the extent of what our cellular phone does. We're not aware of the fact that these people are sending signals out and shit like that, very subtle, and then we pick it up and whatnot. You don't know what your TV is telling you through subliminal program. You don't know what that movie on Netflix, you don't know what kind of images, what kind of messages and what kind of images were inlaid in that presentation and whatnot. So you going to sleep and you having these nightmares or you having these dreams and you having these suggestions on how to kill shit or how to destroy things or how to destroy yourself, right? Self-sabotage is the biggest crime that we commit.
Mm. Wow.
We commit crimes against ourselves, bro. Nigga talk about I never been arrested. You need to be locked up for life. The shit you do to yourself. You know what I'm talking about? If anybody knew, you would be serving, you'd be laid up with Young Thug and them 50 bodies.
Wow.
50 bodies. Niggas is out here killing everything that's trying to be born inside of them, man and woman.
Mm.
Right? A healthy thought, you self-sabotage that. A healthy relationship, you self-sabotage that. A healthy day, just a healthy day, a day of health where we have more healthy thoughts and more healthy actions than we have negative. Sometimes we go ahead and sabotage that. But I'm not here to point no fingers or judge, because I promise you, the world that we live in, or the society, DNA responds to society. Our society and our environment is compromised. So our DNA and our mindset is compromised. We are playing along, we are playing on social media, this mad noisy and whatnot. You can't necessarily, on social media, it's too much noise. So how could you have a quiet mind and exist on social media simultaneously? We got to unplug and we got to plug back into nature. And you know, I'm saying this, but I'm saying this to myself is because I'm looking at myself as I'm talking. But we have to put more time into family, because none of this is real. It will not feed you. Your family is the realest thing right there, and we gotta focus more on extended and those that are right next to us.
My brother, you going vegan today, brother. you know, in the South, we used to say, hey, that nigga went ham. But I can't say ham with you.
Boy, you going vegan on them.
Yeah. You going vegan on them today. I can't say you going, hey, red with ham on them. Hey,
You got a point. You got a point with that.
hey, you going vegan on them today. You preaching, man. You talking. But, you know, that's one of the things that has contributed to my success is learning to look myself in the mirror and, you know, fix internally first before blaming other people, because we do self-sabotage ourselves a lot instead of taking responsibility. Like if you would look at your bank account and you say, that's my fault. If you look at a relationship you ain't happy with and say, that's my fault. If you always, you told yourself, that's your fault, that's your fault. Well, instead of blaming somebody, it would psychologically train the brain to say, well, let me fix it. You know what I mean? I don't got no money in my account and I say, that's my fault. I'm going to keep telling myself and I'm going to say, well, let me get up and actually do something about it. And one thing that I've noticed, like in my family, the people who, like, I grew out of that broke ass mentality. And I'm going to be the first to tell you, I don't serve no broke God. So I'm not going to live on this earth and be broke in no aspect. Not money, land, not passport stamps, not friends. You are not supposed to wake up every day and your life with all your friends is negative and drama.
Right. Hell to the no.
Some people are happy being sad. And if that's you, let me know so I can go be happy being joyful. We like you said, man, we in our 40s. Well, you know what I'm saying? You 40 something. My birthday coming up. My real birthday is September the 19th, because you know I celebrate the 19th of every month. Yes. But my real birthday about to come up on September the 19th. And
what we doing?
Shoot, man, man, it don't matter, man. I got some friends want to go to Jamaica. Some other ones want to go to Europe. Some other ones want to chill out in Miami and hop on the yacht. So it don't matter.
You got to weigh it out. You might have to have a global birthday fair.
I know, right? They's like, man, you can't celebrate all of it, not this one.
Hold on. We got the Garvey embroidery. You know what I mean? All stitched out, as you can see. You feel me? And this is not an iron-on. Let me go flip it on the inside. Yeah, this is embroidery. You know what I mean? With the nice logo on the back, Kings County. You know, so we just, you know what I mean? Like I said, man, we enterprising right now. This is the 3rd and 4th quarter, right? My birthday is coming up in November 14th. You feel me?
What 14th? What sign is that?
That's Scorpio, my brother.
Okay. When is Blue?
Blue, me and Blue is the same day. Remember, we twins.
Oh, okay. That's right.
And my brother KT is a week before that. And my son is the 7th. Like, it's a lot of Scorpion action. And AA is the 13th. It's a lot of Scorpion action about to come up. But we're gonna let y'all celebrate. You're a Libra, right? You're a Virgo, I mean.
Yeah, I'm a Virgo.
Yeah, we're gonna let the Virgos do what the Virgos do. My daughter's birthday is on the 4th. So I'm going to see her this weekend and whatnot. And we're gonna party it up real big. I got a lot of you know, y'all Virgos. I just really recently, like in the past decade, really became familiar with Virgo energy. I'm sure that they were around me all my life, but it was only in the past decade that I really started becoming familiar with the magic of the Virgo. You know,
What's one thing that you became familiar with?
You're analyzing the analytical nature of the Virgo. You know, I thought that we used to get gray hairs from analyzing shit too much. God damn it. You know, y'all are very analytical.
To the T.
Huh?
To the T. Analyze everything. Know the energy before it even speak. We know what the future. Analyze it so well, I can almost tell you our future.
Right. However, as you know, observing my daughter, Wisdom Bella, and you know how she is very steadfast. Like when y'all put your minds to something, you feel me? You'll question it, but that's where a person such as myself, like I'm a good booster to the Virgo energy, because you know, like me and brother Rich, right? Father Rich, he's a Virgo. And we do a lot of good, you know, we bounce ideas off of each other and whatnot. So I'm good with my vision. As a Scorpio, we're great visionaries. Like we could pierce into the future and we cut past the doubt. We're able to cut past all of that doubt shit. We be like, nah, fuck that. You know what I mean? Like we, you know, cause y'all sometimes the doubt could wear you down a little bit, and it could false expectations could seep in. So that's where we come in and we cut that shit. Like, nah, fuck that. And we give y'all the battery that you need. We boost you up. You know what I mean? We charge you up. And then as Scorpios, we even hold it down and be like, yo, I'm a whole, you know what I mean? Like, I'll secure the motherfucking perimeter. Do your thing, bro. So that's how the two together.
Hey, maybe that's why we've known each other as long as we've known each other and never had an argument.
Right. No,
never had a falling out in no capacity.
You know, because in Virgo energy, you get to it. Whatever your inhibitions may be, that's not my quote unquote, you know, that's not up for me to be aware of unless you decide that you want to make me aware of it. However, I know you for when you show up. And when you show up, it's like a quarterback. You run the play.
Sometimes before the linemen line up.
Before they run it. So as a Scorpio, we about that action. So we like, yo, I want to be around people that run plays all day because we're going to run the ball too. You know? So that's that part of what you bring to the table. You know, I highly respect it. And I know that that's a Virgo trait. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you're in your bag when you in that bag. And, you know, and then as Virgos, y'all like to shine, right? Like Beyonce and my daughter share a birthday. So I had to study Beyonce to learn certain things about my daughter. And then when I studied my daughter, I learned certain things about Beyonce, right?
Her birthday, September the 4th?
It surely is. It surely is. You know? So, yeah, man. Yeah, you know, y'all like to shine. Y'all very talented. You know, y'all have your talents and shit, you know. And, you know, when y'all show up, y'all show up.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
Yeah, y'all going to do it. You feel me?
Hey, I think Virgo is one of the only people, I don't know all signs, but if any motherfucking sign can come close to perfect or go strive to do it, like when you would look at Michael Jackson, you know he a Virgo. Could you imagine that one of them people stepped off beat? That nigga, when he didn't even have to see you, he probably felt it.
Right. But I could look at Beyonce, I could look at Michael Jackson and know before the cameras come on, they are a fucking mess. They don't got it all together before lights, cameras, action. I could look at them and tell. Like, they're so meticulous, right? That you have to, that's why she's rocking with a Sag, right? Beyonce is married to Jay-Z, who's December the 4th. He's the archer, right? On the Centurion. He's like, yo, go out there and do the damn thing. I got you, B. You know what I'm talking about? With that New York slang. I got you, B. With the, you know, and that's her confidence pack, right? But I could tell that she's a fucking mess before the cameras come on. And it's all good. It's what it is, whatever. You know what I mean? Nobody's here to, you know, y'all perform. Y'all give great performances. And, you know, y'all have so much energy and so much of that talent, and y'all are so great that there has to be something offset. There's no secrets in this world. Nobody's perfect.
Nobody.
Not a person. I've been on a hunt. You know what I mean? You've been here for many decades, and we know people that know people. Nobody's perfect.
Nobody. Not one person on earth, but some people think that they are. You know what I'm saying? Being imperfect has led, you know, us, not just me, but us to a lot of success. You know what I'm saying? Realizing that you don't have to be perfect, not just saying it out of your mouth, but knowing that internally, you know what I'm saying? It really sets you up to be like grateful. And one of the things that I had to learn, like in my third decade of living, was to stop having expectations on people. And when I started to remove my expectations off of people, I started to give room and space for gratitude. Like, man, grateful. So anything that somebody do for me, you know, like if it was Christmas and I expected my mama to get me a gift and it didn't show, to me that created tension. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
my mama told me something one day. She was like, you know, when you leave this house and you come home, that's a privilege.
Mm.
Privilege to come back home because everybody who wake up and leave, they don't come back.
Right.
So when I say, so I look at my relationships like to be on your live, to be your friend, that's a privilege. That's an honor. It's not something that you should expect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if they don't hit you back or let you on the live or do this or hang out with you or send you a shirt, you're going to feel some type of way about that. That's just natural human instinct. So it's like, I don't expect anything. Any little thing that's given to me or big thing that's given to me, I'm grateful. I'm appreciative. And that's why I always tell people, I appreciate your existence. Not high, not by, but I appreciate the fact that you exist in the space that I'm in, which is my presence.
Right. Now I feel you. And that's likewise as well. You feel me? Like I feel the same way. Like um moving into the next few years that we have in front of us, you know, especially with the climate that's taking place right now, a lot of people are not into the financial markets or the economy. So they might not be aware of what the federal interest rates mean. You know, they might not be aware of all of the things unless that's what they're into. However, I'm just going to say it that moving forward, my focus mainly, because I know what's about to happen, is really about tribe and, you know, finding, you know, a team that you could really work with that are going to basically, you know, people got to start working and moving like a tribe. This individual mind state about, you know, the ego, where it's just focusing on me and, you know, look at me, this narcissistic personality disorder that many of us have developed by dabbling in social media. It has intensified it to whereas it's just about, yo, me, it's me versus the world. It's me versus, you know, all them other niggas. You know what I mean? All of that shit gotta go because sustainability moving forward is gonna have to do with, you know, how resourceful is my quote unquote friend? If I got 90,000 friends, I don't call y'all followers, I call y'all friends until you prove otherwise. If I got 90,000 some of my friends and whatnot, how well do I know each other, my friends? If I say, yo, I need my lawn cut today, is there a friend that's on my friend list that I could reach out to and be like, instead of giving a stranger that quote unquote deal and whatnot, or that instead of doing business with a stranger, I'd rather tap into one of my friends because y'all might need, you know, you might need that phone call. You might need to be in service of, you know, you might need to do something, or, you know, barter wise, you might have something that I need and I might have something that you need. So as friends, how can we work with each other and whatnot?
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Because going forward is going to get a little bit tighter. People are going to get laid off. Certain type of income streams are going to dry up. The amount of abundance that was out there in 2020 when they were printing free money
Mm.
is gonna scale back a bit,
Yeah.
right? So people are beginning to move back in with their parents. People are beginning to basically say, yo, I need roommates and whatnot. Motherfuckers that were living on their own, they like, yo, we about to treat this bitch. We Little Mexico, nigga, free bands. We about to put about 5 or 6 niggas in there. You know what I mean? You know, we got,
That's the time we're in right now.
huh?
That's that you saying that's the time that we in currently right now.
That's the time that we're in, and we're moving further into it as the quote unquote economic landscape begins to shift, right? So when the landscape shifts, where people begin to suffer is because they're going against the shift. They're going against the grain of how things are beginning to change. So when things begin to change, if you change with it or if you change ahead of it, you don't feel the weight or you don't feel the quote unquote growing pains, or you're not left out of things after they change.
Mm-hmm.
That's like when the TVs went from analog to digital. If you said fuck that before they even switch over, I'm gonna go to Walmart and pay $300 for a flat screen that's all digital and whatnot. That's a smart TV. So when they do the shift, I'm not. That shit won't even affect me because I already changed because I got wind. I got information. I got an insight or foresight, and it's not going to affect me. Who is going to affect is the niggas who don't hear, don't listen, and are not exposed to information in a timely manner. So
and who don't take actions.
They don't take actions. So when the TV switched over to digital and the analog screen went blank, right? Those who were not ahead of the 8 ball was just watching snow on their TV. And I ain't talking about snowfall. They were watching snow on their TV and they were left behind and they were like, what do we do next? I'm using that analogy in that parable to say for our friends out there in our networks, we would fare better by joining forces. We would fare better by collectively collaborating. We would fare better by even figuring out what the fuck does everybody do? That's frustrating to me. I be seeing all of these numbers of people watching and stuff. I be like, what do you niggas do? Like, cause I'm out here. I'm action orientated. I'm just not sitting around. I'm action oriented. My mind is constantly working. I'm always fielding ideas and concepts, and my mind is always ahead of itself. I'm always in somewhere. If I'm not presently present, I'm in the future. They say that I'm aloof, but I'm like, I'm not that aloof. I'm just out here building bridges and you know, I'm putting shit together 10 years ahead of myself. So when I get there, the shit is ready for me.
Yeah.
This right now, this now is not that fucking perfect, my nigga, for me to be stuck here. I'm moving different places, you know? So that's all I'm saying. Your network is your net worth. You know, I respect your network, Billy. You know, I love the way that you interact with them and you keep them charged up and you keep them motivated. And, you know, you show up and you do what the fuck you said that you was going to do with your network and your friends and whatnot. Me and you have done business courses and workshops together, and we've helped hundreds of people that are out there start their businesses, start their brands, give them ideas and whatnot, you know, help to change the trajectory of their lives and open up multiple income streams. I get inboxes to this day for people that's like, yo, I'm up. I want to send you a thank you card or a thank you cash app. And, you know, thank you for what you and Billy said. I listened and I applied it. You know, for the family that's out there listening to this word of advice, like, you know, take me as an example. I was sitting on artwork for 10 years, bro. 10 years. Walking past it every day. 10 years neglecting my own creations. And Spirit came to me after whooping my ass and was like, fam, are you tired of this ass whooping? And I had to submit. And I was like, no mas. And then the ideas started pouring in and whatnot. And one of the first ideas was like, yo, before you do anything, my nigga, you got to take your artwork and you got to put it on clothes. Because if you don't do it, we're going to take away what we gave you. And that scared the shit out of me. So I'm being obedient and I'm listening to, quote unquote, it's not even my ancestors. It's really me talking to myself. It's really me because I did it before. I remember being 20 years old and there was a voice in my head and it was more mature than that 20-year-old voice. But that voice was like, nigga, if you don't get your shit together, do you know what's awaiting you? Do you know what's going to be exposed to you in the next 10 years? Right? And it was grooming me for the walk that I took into the conscious community as being somebody on the forefront and as a father of 3, right? And as somebody who's looked at as a role model for people who are quote unquote, looking at me in that light and whatnot. And to be a red pill, to live out what that name is, to wake people up globally every day. Like I wake people up, I unplug people from this matrix daily, from all walks of life. So when I was 20, you could not tell me that was what I was about to do. I would laugh in your face, right? Because I did not allow the quote unquote vision of where I would be, because it was so out of it. It was like, how could I go from here to here? It's impossible. I'm in the trenches, my nigga. I'm 10 toes in the sunken place. You telling me I'm having visions of me standing on stages? I'm like, how, Sway? But it happened. It happened.
Watch what happened in the next, I ain't even gonna say year, the next 3 months. Watch what happened to both our lives in the next 3 months. The energy I ran and meditating and speaking into existence over my life, Blue Life, Mama Pill, all of the people, myself, all of the people around me, because a lot of people fail to realize that when you understand universal law and how karma works, you can't just wish good upon yourself without wishing good upon the other people around you, because the universe is going to bless you as long as you continue to hang around blessed individuals.
Right.
When I see a person not growing, when I see a person not thriving, I know that person hasn't been watering their friendships. They haven't been watering their self. Because if I walk outside, it is very, like, I don't know if it's science, universe, but if you put water and sun on a flower, it's gonna grow.
Right.
So I look at myself the same way. Like, anybody who is welcomed into my home, that's a person that, hey man, here's an opportunity for me to water them. Let me open up the refrigerator and let me feed them a healthy meal. Let me provide them with some healthy water. Let me provide them with some credit knowledge that maybe they don't know. Let me provide them with let's get some businesses and let's go out here and own some land and buy some houses at 300,000. Let the mortgage be 2,000. Put somebody else in there, make them pay 4,500, make 2,500 a month. Wait on it to appreciate, cash out, refinance. You know what I'm saying? All of this stuff I've been learning in my last, decade of living, and just applying the information. Looking back, like, damn, doing this is more easier than shooting a nigga. Doing this is more easier than selling drugs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, when people feel uncomfortable, like, it makes you feel uncomfortable to go get your passport. Because it's easy for you to say, I don't have the money.
Right.
It's easy for you to say, I can't travel because I don't have enough. That's the easy way out. Like I tell people all the time, it's just as expensive to be broke than it is to have money.
That's a super fact. That is
stress is expensive.
Stress is,
how many
is so expensive. It has so many ramifications, and we're not just talking about expensive fiat wise or money wise. We talking about health, spirit wise. It ages you very fast. It releases cortisol and other very neurotoxins in your body.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't need that. So going back to the initial statement of finding solstice or finding peace and happiness in not every single person around you, not every single person around you, right? No. Finding that in the right persons, the right peoples, right? And utilizing that small circle to now strengthen, your foundation. And then you will begin to influence those 90,000 or those 100,000 or those 1 million people that are tapped into you. You feel me? So one thing I want to leave the fam with is I'm just showing y'all some of the different brands that I'm gonna have on the website. The website is, we have a landing page, and it's open up right now for vendors. It's themark125th.com. Themark125th.com. I'm gonna put it in the chat real quick. If you a vendor and you want to sign up and you want to be represented and you want to be a part of what we're doing, send me a request. Just send your information and we'll go ahead and we'll be able to send you everything that you need and vet you as a brand. Okay. I had some people asking me about these shirts and whatnot. These are limited, right? These are limited. These are $44 plus shipping and handling. I have all colors. Well, not all colors. I got white, as you see, gold, pink, blue, but I got sizes small all the way up to like 2X. Yeah, just you know, if this is something that you want to grab and whatnot before this, because I'm not going to be selling these forever. This is going to be a limited drop. Yeah, hit me up. You know what I'm talking about? Hit me up and we'll take care of that. If you were initially on the first conversation that me and Billionaire had, also hit me up because I got your shirt for you. I had promised those people I promised those people who were on that call some shirts on at a discounted rate because y'all were there in the beginning. So I want to incentivize and you know, support y'all and respect y'all. So yes, that's the landing page right there for the Mark 125th. We paying homage to, you know, an iconic center of Black commerce, Black entrepreneurship, right? Black wealth and whatnot, melanated, Moorish, Aboriginal, indigenous wealth. And we're going to bring that into the digital space, not a brick and mortar, but click and order. That's what we're going to be doing. Click and order, online super mall, jewelry. We're going to have, let me show you something.
Hey man, drop the number 4 if you've been inspired in any capacity. I mean 19. Drop the number 19. Birthday coming up, 19th of the month. Drop the number 19. You got the purple and the gold. You definitely got to drop the 19 in the comments if y'all been inspired. The 19. Let's go. 9 in the comments. Love you to life, never to death. Let's get it.
Yes, this is a brand right here called Hawks Apparel, right? Hawk stands for health, right? Wealth, health, abundance, wealth, knowledge of self. Right? That's the Hawks Apparel. Then I got a brother from the UK. Like I said, we global, right? Alchemist. This is all embroidery. You know what I'm saying? This is a hoodie. You got the embroidery on the hood. You know, like I tell people, y'all be dripping sometimes, but y'all not dripping responsibly. Like you know, your jewelry gotta match. You know what I'm talking about? The drip gotta match the jewelry. Niggas be having the copper wrappings, but no, you know, let's get your drip together. You know what I mean? Come and see your brother Red Pill, the drip doctor. You know what I mean? Let me diagnose you and get you right and whatnot. So I'm showing the examples because there's a standard that we want to stand on. We want to stand on a standard. So please stay on that standard when you reach out to me. Have your shit together. Are the hoodies in lady sizes? Yes. What up, Carol? Yes. The hoodies are in lady sizes. And we even going to have them in children's sizes because the little ones need to be dipped. They need to be fly too. They got these little children with the felony look. Little niggas look like drill rappers and whatnot. We need to change that. Your 5-year-old should not look like a fucking dope dealer. You know what I'm talking about? And a drill rapper. They should be putting on something that's going to reflect their parents' consciousness, you know what I mean? Or their consciousness. You feel me? They used to put you niggas in high waters with Sunday school shoes on the whole week going to school. Remember what your parents used to do to you? So why don't you do it to your children? Put them in some conscious shit. They could complain about it, but who cares? So yeah, that part. But yeah, I got to go do a consultation at noon.
brother. I got one at 12:30. So I appreciate your energy, man, and shout out to everybody that tapped in, man. Go get
Yeah,
your speak it into existence, but more importantly, put actions behind what you're speaking.
that part. You feel me? That part. Let's they want to know your IG, Billy.
Add me on IG. It's at billionairepa.com. Just I'll put it right here in the chat.
Yeah, drop that in the chat.
Just go add me right now if you want to tap in. You know what I'm saying? I'm always authentic and genuinely be here to uplift you, inspire you. That's my focus every single day. If you focus on getting healthy, getting wealthy, and having healthy relationships, owning land, getting your credit score over 700, running a business, starting a business, C corps, S corps, LLCs, nonprofit organizations, whatever it is, go to the You want to go to www.themark125th.com. Add me on now too. We tapped in.
Real quick, in October, right? October the 9th from 2 to 7, I will be opening up for Ajra Kwesi, right? In Stone Mountain, Atlanta, Georgia, right? I will be opening up for Ajra Kwesi. But before that, on September the 11th, Blue Pill, me, my brother Blue, brother Rich, we're going to be going to Stone Mountain. All right, we're going to be doing a pilgrimage to the Crystal Mountain, and that's going to be in 5:30 a.m. 9/11, which is a Sunday. We're going to all climb the mountain. It's going to be hundreds of us, and we're going to climb the mountain, and we're going to spend that day up there doing some powerful, powerful work. We might be up there until about noon and whatnot. And then later on that day, right after that, we're going to Tassili's for the Wizards of Raw. I will be a vendor. I will be a speaker. I will be speaking on the 10th, right? At the Wizards of Raw, which is in the West End. Anybody in Atlanta knows where Tassili's is at. That's going to be a super lit event. Pull up to that. And then prior to that, on the 9th, right, 9/9, me and Blue Pill will have the grand opening of our lounge in Buckhead, which is called the Royal Chamber, where the Royals niggas spoiled and whatnot. And that's going to be food. That's the spot where it's a lounge. It's a lounge. You feel me? You could shake your ass and whatnot, but it's still a lounge. We have CBD hookahs. It's 420 friendly. We have infused drinks, right? Infused drinks. And we also have vegan food. And we also carry Tassili's products in our lounge. So come and lounge. Come and listen to some God hop music, some dope ass music. Come and listen. Come and build with some beautiful women and some kangs. You know what I'm talking about? Come and network. You know what I mean? And you know, just come and celebrate with us, because we're gonna celebrate life. I don't give a fuck what's happening around the world or what the fuck is going on. We're gonna celebrate life. We're gonna dance it off. We're gonna shake that shit off. We're gonna laugh it off. You understand? We're going to give thanks to the fact. We're gonna be grateful and practice gratitude, and we're gonna put shit behind us and not let it weigh us fucking down, bro. You know what I'm talking about? We're not gonna let it weigh, because the knuckle draggers, that's the shit that they get. They don't let shit hold them back. You call these people savages and whatnot, but they be in ceremony all the time. What's fucking with that? They be in ceremony all the time. They will not allow nothing to hold them down. So with that being said, I look forward to seeing y'all. Thank you for everybody. Love and light. Billy, you already know what it is. You know what I'm talking about?
Man, I love you to life, my brother.
Life, bro.
Distance, wealthy.
All right, wealthy. Peace.